Welcome to another episode of Purchase to Profits. I'm Seth Ferguson. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our daily interviews with successful real estate investors. Our guest today came to the United States more than 40 years ago with only $7 in his pocket. Since then, he and his team have syndicated 26 properties worth more than $200 million. He's a syndicator, trainer, and broker. Vinney Chopra is key principal at Monil Investment Group. Vinnie, welcome to Purchase to Profits. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Seth. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you. Hopefully I can bring some great knowledge to your audience.
Oh, for sure. We'll have some fun while we're at it too. So to kick things off, tell us about your real estate goals right now. Where do you want to go with real estate?
Surely, as we came, some people know that I came from India originally with $7 in my pocket and did Bible book selling and everything, became a consultant, and I became a broker in 2004. We were buying single family homes for over 30 years, Seth, but we were just finding at the end of the year, the cash flows were not that strong. And with our goals, what we had, my wife and I, we just could not scale it up. That's the word. We just could not manage all these homes all over USA, all that. So we sold them, but I got introduced to multifamily apartment investing. Then when we found out that apartments cost a little more money than the single family home, then I was introduced to the world of syndication. So that's the world I've been living in for the last 12, 14 years. And now we are crushing it. We have done 26 deals, over 220 million. We have a $50 million fund right now, which is a 506c fund, which is for the accredited investors. And we have raised quite a bit of money, and we are now deploying that money. And then also done the circles on 14 of our assets.
So now you're looking to, you're in that disposition phase where you're selling those off now?
Exactly. Actually, we've been selling since 2013, 13, 14, 15. I just sold 3 just last month and a month before. And then in December, we are selling 3 more right now. So we are kind of downsizing because it's a pretty peak, in USA right now, right time. You could take off a few millions. One of the properties, my investors got 107% returns total in just 3.5 years. 3.5 years, bought for 3.55 and sold it for 8.6 million.
Wow,
so
that's a great return. And for you as the syndicator, when you sell the properties, that's when you really get your rewards at the end.
It was a wonderful day. It's gonna be in the Canada. So a lot of people will be listening here. My payday was pretty good day, $1,038,000. My payday on that day when I closed on one property. Then another one in February, I think it was 449,000 or something like that. So it's been a pretty good year so far.
Yeah, I would say so. And like you said, you've got your fund now. So you're in the process of targeting properties to acquire, or are you still in that fundraising mode?
Oh, no, we have the equity right now because I just sold so many properties. We have given them back to the investors. They are knocking on my door, saying, hey, when is the next one coming? When is the next one coming? So I think I have about 15 million to deploy, which I can buy up to 50 million with that, 50 million worth. So we are looking in a lot of emerging markets, like in Carolinas. We're looking in Florida, Orlando, Jacksonville. We're looking in Kentucky. We're looking in Atlanta, in Texas, in Salt Lake City, in Phoenix. All over. There are still opportunities out there if you know the brokers and you have built the relationships.
Oh, absolutely. Let me ask you, you went from single family homes to multifamily syndication now to creating a fund. What sort of changes did you have to make in your mind to be able to go from that level to the next level to the next level?
Good point. I would say that the real thing you have to really set in your mindset is that everything is possible. You got to just, learn the art of syndication. I didn't know anything about COC, cash on cash, IRR, NOI, even LOI, letter of intent. I did not know anything and anything about 12, 14 years back. But once I became a student of it, my world changed. I always try to dig deeper and deeper and like to pay top dollars to the investors, to the mentors and coaches, which I did. I spent $160,000 on my money and with my teams of people taking them and all. But that has paid so much dividends because I'm able to crush it now without any problems. We have not lost any money, and we decide on things. We have great underwritings and the whole team set up. We have 67 people in our team now because we manage our assets also. So essentially, I would say the mindset is that everything is possible, but I got to get a coach, get a mentor. It's so important because they will teach you so many tricks. Otherwise, it may take you years to know, and so forth. The other thing is daily action, massive action. I believe in not going to seminar after seminar after seminar, but not taking action. That's like insanity, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same old thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. It doesn't happen in life.
Yeah.
The other thing is the law of attraction. I really believe that you got to send your signals out, the goals you have, the dreams. Don't talk about dreams. Everybody wants to dream. Everybody wants to make $100 million. But what are the dreams, the timeline, the specific goals we have? And then you work hard to be able to work towards those goals and give ourselves feedback on a daily basis. So I believe in that. I think also be a salesperson and be a mentor, maybe a marketer is the right word. You have to be really spinning, like in my book coming up, 5 plates. Easy. Syndication is so easy to do if you just simplify it. See, I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer. I look at everything in a simple way. And the investor plate is a huge plate. The broker's plate is a big one. Those are the 2 big plates. That's all. Loan qualification, finding the emerging market, getting the LLCs made. That's simple, very simple. And then we manage our own assets, but you could get really fine companies outside in the same niche where you are buying multifamily and property management companies. You could take a boutique company where you are able to get more involved with them to manage the asset also.
Oh, yeah.
All those stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, you've got the different plate spinning. So how do you, in your day-to-day, do you have any rituals or routines that helps you keep focused on all those different things?
Yes, they do. They do. I really believe in miracle morning. I would love to say to your audience, please go to YouTube and just say miracle morning routine every morning. It's so great to really get up early and then do exercise and yoga and all that and chanting and pay gratitude to the people who made us here, brought us here into this world, and also all the different teams of investors. They are gold. Residents are gold. Our team members are gold, their families and everybody, and vendors. We employ so many vendors, so we are doing good for the human race. And we need to give, gratitude, right? Everything in the morning. And then you set your, whole schedule. I'm CEO of 4 companies, 2 acquisition, 2 the management companies, and then my education academy, which I started about 2 years back. We are crushing it. Lots of students are learning my techniques very easily and learning my tools of the trade. I share everything with them. That's good. And then I do master coaching. So on a daily basis, my teams are the ones I have put them in place who do the asset manager, my accounting department, my accounts payable senior manager, my VP of finance, all those people are put in place to take care of it. I get involved at the higher level, at the legal level, at the financing level, at deal analysis with my students and my team members, and so forth. So my time, I spend pretty good productive time and enjoy that.
Yeah. And how did you, so maybe I should say, at what point did you start building that team that's allowed you to scale up?
Totally. I would say in the early years, we got like 14 unit was my first apartment building, then 109 units with my old company. Then we bought 72 units, 124, 132, 64, 66, all these. So probably third property, we felt like that we could take on and start our own management company. And that was the best decision ever we made, Seth, because we were able to negotiate things, hire the right people, be very proactive. Because if you are a number in a big portfolio, they don't really give you that kind of attention. So that was big thing. When I started my new company, by the way, 100% owner, my wife and I, Monil Investment Group and Management Group, that's our kids' name, Monica and Neil. We're only 4 years old, just 4 years old. But as soon as I started it, we started the acquisition and the management company at simultaneously. And I started from 0 employee to we have 67 now. So all these are done, and we have perfected the systems of marketing, of leasing, of fair housing, training, job, so we have a whole system of management, Monday morning reports. You name it, we have it, because we have designed investor portals, because I do Zoom meetings live with all my investors. I've been doing it for 11 years. And every quarter on the quarter, we invite the investors for that particular asset to come live and ask me live questions. We have a presentation design and show them the financials and CapEx and everything. And we have run the operation totally transparent. That is the number one thing why our investors have grown now from 0 to 130, 130. And we can raise about $6 to $10 million in just a couple of days. It takes us just about 2 days to just put out the good stuff out there. They believe in us, and then they just say, yes, sign us up. We want to do it.
Yeah. And going back to when you were starting with 0, what was it like to get your first, let's say, 5 investors?
Good point. Very good point. To be truthful, Seth, it was hard. I want to let your audience know I'm not overnight success. It has taken time, and Rome was not built in a day. I really believe in that. But getting a good mentor or coach is so important. The key thing is that we didn't know too much, and not only that, it was in the crash when the USA went through a crash, 2007 and 8. That's when we started our business. So nobody was giving us loans. Nobody was giving us, they're saying you're going to move from California to Texas, things like that. Investors, I had to make up my mind that I have to educate the investors. I can't ask them to pay me $50,000 check or $100,000 unless I'm sold on why multifamily, where we are purchasing, why we are purchasing over in that market, which was Midland, Odessa. At that time, that was the only place, I think, around USA where the unemployment rate was the lowest, by the way. So we just went there. We said, okay, we're going to start building relationship with the brokers. We found 3, 4, 5 properties. But my investors said, Vinny, are you going to move to from California to there? I said, no. Say, do you have the loan intact? No. Do you know, what property you're going to? No. So everything was no, but I was genuine. And I had I still remember that 5 slides of presentation that I have put together. Why multifamily? Why Texas? Blah, blah, blah. And everybody I met, 1, 2, 3, 4 people, they just saw the genuineness and the frankness, and I was not giving them any wrong, projected numbers or anything. And they just said, Vinny, I think your heart is in it. So we're going to write you a check for 50,000 or then 100, just to let you know that my first investor has millions of dollars now invested, and he told more friends and more friends. So it went from 1 to 3 to 5 to, I think, 18 investors, then 32 investors, then 76 investors. Now we have 130.
Wow, that's great. And you make such a good point that when you're talking with potential investors, you're not doing a sales pitch. You're there to educate them and to be genuine. You're an open book. And that's so important.
Yeah. So important, And now also in every presentation, every quarter I meet with my investors, they just go walk to their mailbox 4 times a year to pick up the checks, right? Cash flow checks. But I share with them very nice way in presentation slides how the property looks. Whenever I travel, I take brand new pictures. I show the pictures of the managers, lead maintenance, everybody, the gatherings we did, the media centers we put, the cafes we did, or the new flagpoles we got, because not many of the investors go there. And then we also have in our company, our investors can ask for anything. They can ask for bids for the capex accounts, the ledgers, the bank. I mean, no, nothing is hold. We don't keep anything hidden from them. Everything is from the software in the pennies also. So I showed them in the P&Ls and rent rolls, everything is done to the T. No two books, no nothing. So they like that. They like the frankness and everything. And then they tell more people about it. The big thing I would love to tell your investors is to use these presentations as marketing presentations, because at the end of each meeting, I have my next property, something to talk to them about, or the new market we are going to. So while they are looking through the whole presentation, they also love to find out what's more coming up, So that helped a lot. That helped a lot.
For sure. And you've had some tremendous success. And looking back at all the deals you've done, does one stand out as a Keystone deal?
It does. It does. I would love to share with you. I bought this property actually 4 years back, and I was in the car when the brokers were talking to me. I had just lost another deal over there, which I backed out because I found out that another person was going after that deal, and she was there earlier than me, and she had signed, and the seller signed her BO LOI and mine also, even though I paid higher price. But then the broker got back to me and says, she was actually a couple of times there before you. I said, I'll back out. I don't need it, Other things will come. Within an hour, I get a call from the same broker. Within 1 hour, literally. He says, Vinnie, you're not going to believe it. We just got this deal for $3.5 million, and it's 140 units operating in the same town where you just backed out. And then you could get it going, and it's 16 burnt units. On top of it, if you build them back, your NOI is going to go through the roof. I said, let's go for it. So and they wrote the LOI for me from the broker. And then I signed it in the car. And then within 45 minutes, I bought that property. Just to say that I bought it and I just sold it now, a complete cycle. I sold it for $8.5 million. 8.5 million. Same deal. That 3.5 became 8.5. Of course, a lot of hard work in going through the renovations and exterior, interior, and building of the fire, burnt units and all that. So that sticks in my mind as a good feather. But I have a lot of good feathers in my old company. We have given 43.3% per year for 6 years in a row. We just sold another property with my old company, which 40% IRR per year for 6 years again in Midland, Texas. It went through the cycle, by the way. The property went up, then down, then up again. So I went through the whole thing. I have some properties right now in my portfolio I bought for 8.7 million, sorry. It's gone up by 5 million. So these brokers tell me, how the compression of the cap rate has become, and then the NOI because of the RUP system, other things. So lots of great properties come to my mind.
Yeah. And what are you doing differently when you're underwriting these deals to find the deals that will produce?
Okay, good point. To be very truthful, what happened was when I went to Houston, I didn't go to Houston. I was in San Antonio, in the best part of San Antonio, Midland, San Marcos, Austin, all that area, But then when I started my own new company, I said, okay, I'm going to go to Houston. Looks like that might be the right thing. I started looking at research and all. I found out in the tertiary market, so many billions of dollars will be spent and a big infrastructure is coming. So I went to Houston, all the big boys there, ARA, Berkadia, Transwestern, Houston Income Properties, everybody. They said, Vinny, where you want to purchase, there is nothing there. I don't have any listing. Why do you want to buy there? Buy it in Houston itself. I'm a broker in California. I don't practice. I said, in my humble opinion, logical mind, right? I said, can I share with you something? I told the brokers to go ahead and open up their databases and talk to their buyers who bought from them 5 years back or 6 years back, multifamily, that there is this Indian guy who wants to buy these things. That's all it took. I'm telling you, Seth, I had property come in my lap, off-market deals every second month from different brokers, right? And I kept on doing it. Every 2 months, I was syndicating for 10 properties. I did it in two years. 2 years.
Oh, that's great. And then, so you've got the deal flow now. How do you source that capital to make sure you're able to meet the requirements?
That's good point. Very good point. See, once I started, building the relationship with the investors, I really believe in putting a shield around the investors or clients. That's the term I use, because see, they could invest anywhere, to be truthful. There are a lot of other syndicators. There's a lot of other places they can invest in stock market. They can invest all over precious metals, all that. I really believe in communication. I send out a newsletter and always would keep my investors abreast. And if they have any question, I was the person who would tackle it right away. None of the people in our company, except for VP of our finance, knows the information about our investors. Nobody knows. Just my wife and I. The thing is, we got to sacredly keep them and cater to them, and then the gifts going out in the Thanksgiving, and meeting with them or taking them out for lunches or dinners to share with them everything and everything. They appreciate that. So that's when the money just started opening more and more. Then I found out about the IRAs, self-directed IRAs. I educated my investors on that. They opened up their wallets like, millions, no, not millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars like that. And they kept on, and once you do a good job, they tell people, brag about it, right? They say, oh, how'd you get, where are you investing money? Oh, I'm investing with Vinney Chopra. This dude here, he's doing this multifamily, and I pick up these checks from the mailbox. So that's how it just started helping. And, it was not hard for me. I'm sorry to say that, but it was not hard for me to syndicate every second month and raise like 4 million, 4 million, 5 million, 4 million, like that.
Yeah. And I think, from me looking from the outside, a lot has to do with how you were thinking about it. You were in that abundance mindset. You were giving first, and then everything comes back to you that way.
I totally agree. If you feel that I want to make money, nobody will make money. You got to be having the attitude of gratitude. You want to say, I want to help people. And that's how my whole businesses are built, all 5 of them, that I want to help lots and lots of investors who are busy IT professionals, doctors, attorneys, CPAs, everybody. They're mostly accredited. And the good part is they make a ton of money, but they don't have time. They just don't have time to worry about the tenants and the returns and equity. So that's where I educated them more and more. So keeping in mind that you are helping them. Same thing with our residents. Our communities are wonderful communities. We bring cafes and dog parks and media centers and all, and the playground equipment. So we like to put money into the community so that the residents feel good about it. And we have referral bonuses. We got websites. We got all these different things. Then our team members, we give bonuses twice a year, not only regular pays, and their benefits, the insurance, the life, their medical insurance, dental insurance, everything in just 4-year-old company, just 4-year-old. And we give bonuses to the, our team members, June, a half yearly performance bonus, and then in November, end of November for, holiday season. And then we have on sale bonuses also, so that they are working hard till the day we give our keys to the new buyer. I want them to feel good about that they're purchasing something from Vinney Chopra, Monil Communities, So we do all those things to help others, and then if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want, right? Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you came to the US with $7 in your pocket. How has getting into real estate changed your life?
Oh my gosh, it really has changed a lot. Gosh, I always, even as a boy, by the way, in India, my friends tell me, my parents and my brother sister tell me, I had an abundance attitude. That's the thing. We never had money. We never had a television, never had a car or anything, or, didn't even have a refrigerator, growing up. But now our lifestyle is rich and famous and all, and high net worth, and we travel a lot. We took 6 trips last year, 5 trips. We are going all over the place. Charities. We opened up foundations. We have built schools, and all over, and help out with the handicapped people in our local organizations here. So it's a very abundant lifestyle that we have, and it's also good that we don't have to work. I don't have to get up in the morning. When I was doing a W-2 job, I was getting up at 6:37. Now I get up at 4, and I'm so charged and excited to write, to finish up my book and do these webinars and do other stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So life has
that's
changed
great.
a lot. Life has
Yeah.
changed a lot.
And looking maybe 5 to 10 years in the future,
Yes.
where do you see you going with your company?
Let me share with you. I'm 66, by the way. I don't know if people understand that. I'm 66. I've got 25-year uh, vision board right in front of me. I really want to really build my academy where I've learned these tricks of the trade and share that knowledge and give to people for a very low price. That's my main goal is, and transfer my lectures into Spanish, into Indian language, into French and Italian, things like that, go global. And then also write a lot more articles on motivation, and then do some maybe podcast one day on motivation minutes. I really feel the things that I've learned from so many mentors of mine, my whole mind thinks different ways. And I know a lot of people can really reach success if they just program their mind. It's all right here. And that's what I would like to do. And a lot more things are coming on the horizon. I'm just looking at so many things happening in my life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, you've got your fund now. Are you planning on starting up a couple more funds in the future once that one's all taken care of?
Oh, totally, totally, definitely. I think renters nation, we say USA is a renters nation more so, even with the millennials and the Gen X and Gen Y, everybody's liking portability. They are not liking the single family home ownership. They want to move around. They want to telecommute, all those things. So apartments, B class apartments is where we are heading. I've done C's, C pluses, quite a few B's, but we are going to only B's now. And maybe if I have more money, I might even go to A minus. But those are very expensive products, over there. But that's what, yeah, we would like to keep on doing, and keep a good balance is the word, not to give up the freedom that I have in travels and things like that. But I'll, at the same token, be able to build the teams together and help a lot of investors.
Yeah. And if somebody's watching right now and maybe they've done some single family homes, but they're scared of thinking bigger, what message would you tell them?
I would say that, please think with me. I mean, single family homes were great. And if you look at the end of the day, they are going to bring just this much cash flow, just this much. And it's very hard to really scale it up. It really is very difficult to scale up. But if you can think of 20 homes all around town or in different states in Canada or USA, and different property management companies are taking care of them, they are charging 7% from you or 8% from you, by economies of scale. Having those 20 homes as 20 units, dwellings under two roofs, let's say, you have to only change two roofs. You have to only do one transaction rather than 20 transactions all over the place, and then one loan rather than 20 loans. So all the things make really good sense to beef up and just make your mind up that multifamily is what you're going to do. Now, you might say, you know what? I don't have the money. I don't have the credit. I don't have the net worth. Everything is possible. I have done it from zero credit, zero this, $0, everything. And I teach that in my academy, because you can get partners who have net worths to sign up with you on the loan. You can have, what's the word? Oh, you could look into the emerging markets. Everything is out there on the internet now. You could build relationships with special scripts with the, investors coming in, and the brokers and all that. So my thing would be, jump into multifamily sooner than later. I know mobile home parks are great, industrial is great, hospitality is great, offices are great, office systems. But my mind says, if the downturn comes, everybody else is going to be affected. People who will leave their single family are going to go to apartments. A class is going to B class, B is going to go to C class, C is going to go to D class, things like that. But apartments are going to be here in Canada and in USA and around the world.
Yeah, no, that's so true. So, Vinny, if somebody's looking to get in touch with you about maybe investing or your courses and mentorship, how can they find you?
Oh, sure. They could just text the word, if they're listening to me right now, just text the word learn, 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 to 474747. So learn 474747. Or if they remember syndication, because that's what the world I've lived in, they could even text the word syndication to 474747. And my email address is Vinney@VinneyChopra.com with a E in there. So VINNEYCHOPRA Chopra.com, and my team will get in touch with them.
That's great. Well, Vinny, I had a blast talking with you. You're full of energy. I love it.
Thank you, Seth. You're wonderful. And God bless you for what tremendous podcast you put together and the knowledge you're giving to your audience. And, look forward to meeting you someday. And we might be coming to Toronto actually sooner than later this year. So I might give you a phone call. Yeah.
Let me know. I'll show you around. More than happy to.
Sure.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, no, again, thanks for your time. And to you, our viewers, I wish you well in your journey from purchase to profits. See you next time.